Alrighty, guys, let's hop right into video number 1, and that is stock versus options. Now, like I said in the intro, if you're already familiar with the basics and you want to skip ahead to the parts that you want to see in the course, that's fine. But if you are new to options trading, the basic series is key in understanding the more advanced material. So, first, stock versus options. So, a stock is essentially shares of a company, and you should be familiar with this. You buy shares and make money if the stock price increases. So let's just go over a profitable stock trade. We're looking here at ticker AAPL, which is the company Apple, and their current stock price is $125 per share. You buy 100 shares at $125. How it plays out. In 2 weeks, let's just say some good news comes out for Apple, and the price of the stock increases to $128. This would be representative of a $3 increase in the stock price from where you bought it at. And if we wanted to calculate the profit, then it would be the 100 shares you bought times the increase in the stock price, which in this case is $3. So we take 100 times $3, that's a $300 profit. Let's go on to a losing stock trade, which we have the same situation here with Apple. We bought it at $125, and this time, though, in 2 weeks, let's say some bad news comes out for Apple, and the stock price decreases to $123. This would be representative then of a $2 decrease from where we bought the stock at. And if we wanted to calculate profit, we would take the 100 shares we own times the $2 decrease in stock price, which would be representative then of a $200 loss. So what are the pros of owning stock? It's simple to understand. There's no specific time interval for a price increase or decrease to happen, as it is in options, and there's dividends. Cons, it requires a lot of capital. Let's just say you actually wanted to buy 100 shares of Apple. That would cost you $12,500 at a stock price of $125. More capital then means more risk, and we can only play 2 directions. We can only make money if the stock increases, or if we're short stock, make money if the price decreases. It's boring, and it's not very small account friendly. Now let's get into what we want to see, and that's options. So this is going to begin with a bit of a confusing definition that I promise is not really that helpful in application. So options are financial derivatives that give buyers the right, but not the obligation, to buy or sell a stock at an agreed upon price and date. It sounds confusing, but really it's not all that applicable, given that we don't actually exercise the option contract, meaning we never actually exercise it to purchase the stock. We're only selling the premium, or buying and selling the premium. So a call option, which we'll cover in further videos, is the right to buy stock at a certain date and price. A put option is the right to sell stock at a certain date and price. So we essentially pay for the right to buy or sell via a premium. Now, this is probably very confusing, but I found a nice analogy on Investopedia that I think will help you guys understand this really well before we actually get into calls and puts as it relates to stock. This would be a call option as it relates to a house. So let's just say a new neighborhood is getting built, and there's a lot of speculation around the value of the homes. Is it going to be a nice area? What schools are around? Who wants to buy homes there? You decide that you want to secure your house and the land in this new development. So you tell the developer you want to buy the option to purchase XYZ house for $500,000 in the next 2 years. Now, think of this from the perspective of the developer. He has people who are interested in buying homes, and if you say, well, I don't know if I want to buy it now, but maybe in 2 years I do want to buy it. Well, he's not going to give you that option for free. He's going to charge you a down payment to secure that right to buy the house for $500,000 in the next 2 years. So in order to secure this right, it's going to cost you up front. You have to pay $10,000 down payment to the developer to secure this right. So the $10,000 in this case would be representative of the premium, and the 2 years time frame would be indicative then of the expiration. So let's consider 2 scenarios here. Let's just say, number 1, the demand for houses in the development rapidly increase, meaning the house price increases. More people are interested, the more the house prices are going to increase. So all of a sudden now, your option to buy that house at $500,000 is looking very appealing because The house prices might be increasing to 600,000 as more people are becoming interested. Second scenario, let's say zoning fails and the demand for houses rapidly decreases, meaning less interest, house prices are going down. All of a sudden, your option to buy at 500,000 is not looking so hot because let's say now houses are only worth 400,000. So recall that you paid $10,000 premium for that right to buy at 500,000. So let's investigate that premium a little bit closer. Sorry, that was just an alarm I had set. Okay, examining the premium. So recall that we paid $10,000 for the right to buy that house at $500K within the next 2 years. And that is equal to the premium. But actually, in reality, I was never interested in buying the home. I was interested in selling off my right to buy the home to someone else. That would be in the case here of buying and selling an options contract, but never actually exercising the right or exercising the ability to buy the stock and profit off owning it. I'm just profiting off of buying and selling the premium. So let's just go over a profitable option scenario. The demand for houses in the development skyrockets and news hits that Drake wants to buy a house in the neighborhood. So humans, being the status-driven animals they are, they want to buy a house now because Drake's going to be living there. Let's say in 1 year from now, or 1 year from buying the right to buy the house at 500,000, homes increase in value to $1 million. All of a sudden, this is very good news for you because you have the right in 2 years to buy it at 500,000, and if homes are worth $1 million, you could exercise the right to buy at 500,000 and flip it immediately for $1 million. That's a $500,000 profit. Or I can sell my right to buy at 500,000 off to someone else for a premium higher than I originally paid. So let's actually think about what's going on here. Remember, in the beginning, when the development was being built, I had to pay the developer an upfront premium of $10,000 in order to have my right to buy the house at 500,000 in the next 2 years. But all of a sudden, Drake wants a house there. Demand is skyrocketing. Now, there's a bunch of other people who are interested in buying the right to own a house in this development. But I already have my contract to get it at 500,000. So let's say homes are worth $1 million, and I can now sell my right off to somebody else for a premium that higher than I originally paid. So actually, in this case, I'm acting sort of like the developer in the original scenario who got paid a premium to give that buyer the right. So let's just break this down kind of systematically. Originally, I paid $10,000 to buy the house at $500,000 in the next 2 years. Now the homes are worth $1 million. Other interested buyers now want to buy the right because the demands increases, house prices are increasing. Well, I already have the contract that gives my right to buy. So now that they're interested, I can sell them my right to buy at $500,000 for say $30,000. So what happened here? I bought my right at $10,000 and I sold it to somebody else for $30,000. I made $20K profit just by flipping my contract that gives me the right to buy a house in this neighborhood at a certain price. And note here, we never even have to own the house. We're just flipping the contract that gives you the right to own the house. And the same goes for stock, as you'll see in coming videos. So what are the pros here? Number one, a ton of leverage. We never actually have to own the shares. We're only trading the premium or the contract to own shares. Trading premium/contract, little capital required. We can trade in any direction, as you'll see in further strategy videos, and it's very small account friendly because we never actually have to pay for the shares, only the right or only the premium that's related to the contract. Okay, so cons. Specific price and time interval, meaning that if prices tank in a certain period, that contract then is going to become very unattractive. It's not really a buy and hold, so if the stock price goes down, you don't really have a lot of time then for it to increase and then you to make money. And This then being said, down moves could really hurt you more. So this summarizes stock versus options, and I focused on an option here for a house just to give you guys an analogy that might be a little bit easier to understand than an actual stock, which we'll go into in the next videos. So I hope this helps, and I will see you guys in the next.